Hello, I'm Dieter Legart of Delta Institute in Vienna, Austria, publisher of Bernard Lietaer's last book, Towards a Sustainable World. This video is for all who understand that our world is in deep trouble and want to understand what needs to be done, what each of us can and must do. What is the problem? In simple words, our world is not sustainable as it is. The United Nations have listed 17 areas which are not sustainable, and that list is only the tip of the iceberg. Many more areas need to be sustainable. But the real problem is that we make miserably little progress in addressing this desperate situation. In his last book, Bernard Lietaer says, we are not addressing the root cause of all these issues because we don't understand it. The root cause is that we do not understand and follow the universal law of sustainability, which Bernard Lietaer described with two other scientists, Sally Goerner and Robert Ulanowicz. This law requires you and me to apply a new and different frame of mind for our approach to sustainability. The purpose of this video is to describe this approach, this law in detail, so that we all understand and follow it in anything we do, teach, or lead others to do. So let us start. Why we need this law? Because the list of things out of order in our world seems endless. The United Nations have set 70 so-called SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, from number 1, personal income, to number 17, partnerships, which means that the world-leading experts recognize that the related systems are far from being sustainable. By the way, this list is far from complete. 3 essential areas out of order are not even mentioned. How about the world's monetary system? Wikipedia lists 96 banks crashed from 2007 to 2009. This is not sustainable. Or our mankind's cultural system, with greed dominating and women having less rights than men wherever you look. Or mankind's information system, the internet, which violates human rights in many ways. We cannot push this aside by just saying all is well. It is not. In most areas we spend a lot of effort but achieve miserably weak results. We apply our traditional views about goals and indicators of progress, but we need a different frame of mind to break through to progress in these areas. The law of sustainability is exactly that, a different frame of mind. It explains what is wrong and why. So let's have a closer look at it. 3 scientists discovered this law in the early 2000s and published it in 2009. Dr. Sally Goerner, Managing Director of the North Carolina Sustainable Community Fund, Bernard Lietaer, world-famous researcher and teacher at universities like Berkeley in California or Sorbonne in Paris, and Robert Ulanowicz, professor of theoretical ecology and currently a Curtsey professor in the Department of Biology at the University of Florida. This law says that living systems reach optimum sustainability if they balance their efficiency and resilience. Yes, any kind of system, like the 17 systems identified by the UN, from number 1, personal income, to number 17, partnerships, and the monetary system, and mankind's culture, and the internet. The message of this law is best explained with the curve of sustainability. In vertical direction, the curve shows sustainability. The higher up, the more sustainable a system is. 2 features determine the degree of sustainability: resilience and efficiency. To the left, its resilience increases, while to the right, its efficiency grows. On the curve, we see the system's sustainability determined by the balancing of these two. In the center of the curve, the system reaches highest sustainability by optimal flow of energy, matter, and information. Moving to the right, the system increases its efficiency, but at the same time reduces its resilience, while moving to the left, the system has more resilience and less efficiency. The terms used, system, sustainability, resilience, and efficiency, are used in many ways. In the frame of the law of sustainability, they are used in sharply defined meaning. So let us start with the term living system. The term system sometimes sounds a little too theoretical and also has many different meanings, and we use it in many ways. Therefore, for clarity purposes, Ulanowicz, Goerner, and Lietaer rather use the term network, because they saw a system as a network of elements in flow of energy, matter, and information. Water flows in the water system. Money flows in the monetary system. Information flows in the internet. In a country's healthcare system, we can see the flow of corona patients as the stream of people infected by that virus flow through doctors, hospitals, clinics, and so on. With these streams of matter, we can also see flow of energy and information, like for corona hospital budgets and information on diagnosing, testing, tracking lines of contamination. A living system has two special features. It organizes and creates itself, serving one purpose: to remain sustainable, to survive. Even we as individuals organize ourselves, continuously adapting as required to survive. And we recreate ourselves continuously. We renew our skeleton every 10 years, our intestines every 15 years, our liver every 2 years, our skin every 2 weeks. This clarity of terms is essential, because sustainability is a system's property or feature. And to understand a non-sustainable situation, we must both identify the system we wish to understand and the flow we wish to make sustainable. Now to the heart of the matter, to sustainability. What is the meaning of sustainability in this law? This term is used in many ways. Just look around and you will find these. Sustainability is coming from Latin. Sustainable forest management has to keep the balance between three pillars: ecological, economic, and social, cultural. It means managing resources such that our quality of life can be shared by future generations. It's used in sustainable investing in companies that seek to combat climate change, environmental destruction, while promoting corporate responsibility. It's also used as a three-pillar conception of social, economic, and environmental dimensions. These multiple ways of using the term sustainability, Goerner, Ulanowicz, and Lietaer distill down to this precise definition: sustainability is a network's capacity to sustain flow of energy, matter, and information. This definition is a major breakthrough, a new frame of mind, because it applies to all kinds of systems: forests, resources, investment, monetary system, cultural systems, and it identifies one single indicator of performance: flow. A sustainable system enjoys unconstrained flow of energy, matter, and information. Out of balance, it will not be sustainable. Just that. A country's healthcare system, for instance, is sustainable if it can cope with each case of a corona patient rapidly and efficiently. If, however, this flow is hindered or constrained, it is not sustainable. Now, what is resilience in the framework of this law? The term is used in many and sometimes contradictory ways. Here are some examples. The noun resilience means act of rebounding. It means the ability to emotionally recover after personal or professional setback. It's the ability of a forest to absorb disturbances and reorganize under change to maintain similar function and structure. It's the ability of a business to quickly adapt to disruptions while maintaining continuous business operations and safeguarding people, assets, and overall brand equity. It is the ability to provide and maintain an acceptable level of service in face of faults and challenges to normal operation. These multiple ways of using the term resilience, Goerner, Ulanowicz, and Lietaer distilled into this precise definition. A system's or network's resilience comprises two competencies. First, a reserve of flexible fallback solutions to cope with shock or novel disturbances, and beyond that, second, the competency of adjusting to the novelty needed for ongoing development and evolution. Corona is a shock for a country's healthcare system. To be resilient against this shock, it has, for instance, need for a sufficient number of intensive care beds available. For Germany, Statista reports 33.9 such beds per 100,000 inhabitants in hospitals, while Ireland has a much lower resilience in that element with just 5 beds per 100,000 inhabitants. So what is the meaning of the term efficiency in the framework of the law of sustainability? This term we use in multiple ways, for instance, to describe avoid wasting materials, energy, efforts, money, and time in doing something, to describe the internal performance of an organization like a business or a team. We use it to express that we are doing things right, well, successfully, or how well we transform input to output. As examples, we might describe the efficiency of an education system by its cost or cost per pupil, or the efficiency of a healthcare system by how well it utilizes its assets or its cost per patient. In the same context, we also use effectiveness, where we mean external performance. We mean doing the right things, not doing things right. We mean the value of our output to others, for instance, external or internal customers. The effectiveness of an education system might be life success of its students, or of a healthcare system, the number or percentage of people cured. For the law of sustainability, we define efficiency in a very precise way as a network's capacity to perform in sufficiently organized and efficient manner as to maintain its integrity over time. To maintain integrity over time. For the case of Corona, efficiency means a country's healthcare system's capacity to maintain its integrity, sufficiently organized, which means trained, paid, and in place doctors, hospitals, tests, and social rules. To sum it up, a sustainable system or network enjoys optimal flow of energy, matter, and information. It achieves that optimum by balancing efficiency and resilience. A system out of balance will not be sustainable. If it emphasizes efficiency and neglects resilience, it will crash. If it prioritizes resilience over efficiency, it will stagnate. The key message here is balance, not either or. The famous fable in which the ant tells the grasshopper, "You should rather work hard than sing and dance all summer and not prepare for winter," does not say the same as this law. Instead, this law says you should both prepare for winter and sing and dance. For the example of Corona, we can see that some countries have cost-cut their intensive care beds, so have emphasized efficiency in their healthcare system. In consequence, they just did not have enough intensive care beds available. Some, therefore, had to export their sick patients to other countries. Others just decided, which is sad, not to care for old patients and just let them die at home. In terms of law of sustainability, their healthcare system crashed. 3 comments to this law. First, this law applies to any system, not only to the environment and not only to the good things. It also applies to systems of the criminal domain like drug trafficking. You could also say, what is a sustainable business of drug trafficking? And the law would give you the same answer. Second, in publications you will find 2 variations of these graphs. Version A places resilience on the left and efficiency on the right, and version B places these 2 the other way around. Both for Bernard Lietaer's book and for this presentation, I have selected the version shown, mainly because he published this version in one of his last books, Money and Sustainability, published with the Club of Rome. The orientation has no influence on the message this diagram gives. Third, the curve is not symmetric, but situated slightly to the resilience side. This is a feature of this law, suggesting that resilience plays a greater role in optimal sustainability than does efficiency. This law is more important than the law of universal gravitation. Yes, I'm serious. The law of universal gravitation, discovered by Newton, defines how every object in the universe attracts every other object. The law of sustainability, discovered by Sally Goerner, Bernard Lietaer and Robert Ulanowicz, defines how every system, every network in flow is sustainable only in balance of efficiency and resilience. I heard Bernard Lietaer say several times that he considers this law of sustainability more fundamental than Newton's law of universal gravitation. While Newton's law describes how physics work, he said, this law describes how mankind, we, our children and grandchildren, can survive, lead a sustainable life, provided we understand and respect it. And now it's your turn. At the beginning of this video I said, the purpose of this video is to describe this law in detail, so that we all understand and follow it in anything we do, teach, or lead others to do. I hope I have helped to deeply understand the law of sustainability, and I hope I have convinced you that it is everyone who must move, me and you. Now it's your turn. 4 calls to action. Learn, apply, teach, and lead. Learn. Become an expert in the law of sustainability. Study Bernard Lietaer's book, available as paperback and ebook. It gives many additional aspects and background stories. Remember the 4 essentials of the law: flow, resilience, efficiency, and balance. Second, apply. Apply this law in your action. Be a showcase and create your personal showcase. It is when we act that we learn, not when we talk. Third, teach. Only when you are a showcase and you have created one, then you can convincingly teach others. Just use your personal experience as a basis. Share this video. Recommend Bernard Lietaer's book. The price for the ebook is $4.95 and for paperback $20.15. Share this video. Present to your circles, your family, your club, your office, your political representatives, everyone you know. And fourth, lead. Lead others through this culture change from the old world where we didn't understand sustainability to the new world with this new frame of mind and lead showcase projects. It's you who will make the world become more sustainable. It's not them. The law is clear now. Get up. Move. Go.